My teacher said I'd never succeed. Now she invites me to speak at her school. I still remember the sting of her words. Ray, you'll never make it if you keep dreaming in class. I was 17, sitting in the back row of my high school English class, doodling business logos instead of analyzing Shakespeare. Mrs. Thompson, with her sharp tone and neatly tied bun, made sure everyone knew I wasn't college material. At the time, I believed her. For years, her voice stuck in my head like an unwanted soundtrack. I worked dead-end jobs, bouncing from retail to delivery, thinking maybe she was right, but something in me refused to die out. That quiet fire that whispered, prove her wrong. I started a small online store from my mom's basement, selling custom hoodies. No one believed it would go anywhere. I didn't even believe it myself at first. Then one hoodie post went viral, orders flooded in from all over the country. I barely slept, printing and shipping every night. By 26, I had a warehouse, 10 employees, and my brand sponsoring local events. The business wasn't just paying bills, it was changing lives, including mine. One morning as I was packing boxes, I got an email that made me freeze mid-sip of coffee. The subject line read, "Speaking opportunity, Westview High School." My old school, the same school where Mrs. Thompson told me I'd never amount to anything. I almost laughed out loud. I opened the email, and there it was. "We'd love to invite you to share your entrepreneurial journey with our students." And at the bottom, signed neatly in that same sharp handwriting, Mrs. Thompson, head of English department. I thought it was a prank, but it wasn't. The invitation was real. A week later, I stood in front of a gym full of students, holding a microphone, looking out at those same blue bleachers I used to daydream on. Mrs. Thompson sat in the front row, smiling politely. The irony nearly made me choke. When it was my turn to speak, I didn't talk about money or success. I talked about failure, about how it builds you. I told them about the nights I doubted myself, the days I almost quit, and the moment I realized that other people's opinions only hold power if you give it to them. I didn't mention Mrs. Thompson by name, but when I said, "Sometimes the people who doubt you are the ones who teach you your greatest lesson," her eyes softened. After the speech, she walked up to me for a second. I thought she'd pretend she didn't remember, but she looked me straight in the eye and said, "Ray, I was wrong about you." I smiled and replied, "No, ma'am, you were part of what made me right." We both laughed. It wasn't bitter, it was closure. As I drove away from that parking lot, I realized something powerful. Success isn't just proving others wrong, it's about forgiving them and moving forward with peace. So tell me, have you ever had someone doubt you and now you wish they could see how far you've come? Share your story in the comments, I'd love to hear it.